What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. As we dive back into comics, as we get back into the stories that everybody loves, we're jumping into Marvel Comics, we're jumping into the Ultimate Universe, and we are picking up with the origins of Ultimate Wolverine, aka the Winter Soldier. Now, at this point, if you haven't been keeping up with what's going on in the Ultimate Universe, I highly recommend you check out my playlist covering everything that the maker has done. But this story is taking us to the Eurasian Republic, Europe and Asia brought together and ruled by an iron fist. The iron fist of Colossus, of magic, of Omega Red. One of the most unique things about this nation, it is one of two places in the world for all known mutant activity. The three of them creating Directorate X, a secret division of the government that seeks to really exploit the unique genetic powers exhibited in mutant kind. And though all in this world seems lost, as if there are no heroes left standing, there is always a resistance. A covert group calling themselves the Opposition arose to free mutant kind from experimentation and Republic control. This is Logan's story. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with this issue, we're picking up in ER airspace, right on the border of Eurasian Republic and Latveria. On a night that the moon is glowing bright, we have the weapon that falls from the sky. This night, the weapon has been sent on a mission, jumping from a plane without a chute, landing on the ground and quickly dicing up the guards. His mission has begun, standing before this church. As we get a glimpse inside, what we see is Mystique and Nightcrawler. Within a matter of moments, they see the claws enter the door. Nightcrawler calls for everybody to flee. But before we get to see the true devastation, before we get to see Winter Soldier unleashed, we get a glimpse of the past. The Rasputin family discussing what they're gonna do with Wolverine, the specimen who survived an airstrike on opposition compounds outside Rasputingrad. They know that he originates from North America, much like most of the opposition forces that they have faced. But with his unique abilities, they want to do something that they've been trying and failing to do. Having the telepaths that they do, they believe that they can wipe his mind, that they can make him the ultimate killing machine with his regenerative properties, with his unique skill set, and they're gonna use this weapon on the opposition, hence picking us up with Wolverine facing against Nightcrawler and Mystique. This is the opposition. This was Wolverine's mission. Now, Nightcrawler knows who this is. Just by context alone, we can come to understand that Wolverine was working with the opposition, that he hailed from North America. He fought to take down anything that the Rasputin family has been up to. But after capture, after torture, after being mind-wiped, after being experimented on, he has become the perfect killing weapon, the perfect assassin. And when Mystique breaks down the door, taking on the look of Colossus, Wolverine isn't tricked for a moment. Smelling the air, smelling that this is Mystique, he lunges, claws driving deep into her throat, her hands grasping, trying to contain the blood as it flows out. This was the night that Mystique died. After all of the chaos has subsided, we have Nightcrawler that tries to talk to him, tries to plead with him, because Nightcrawler knows who he is. He knows that he's Logan. They're friends. They work together. They were in the Resistance together. And so while he tries to beg and plead with his friend, or once friend, he quickly sees that whatever was there is gone, asking for forgiveness, but knowing what he must do. Nightcrawler picks up a rifle. He fires away. And while he momentarily gets the upper hand, Wolverine is that dude. Sniffing the air, waiting for that moment. When Nightcrawler bamps in, Wolverine's claws plunge right into his stomach with his dying words. He tells Logan that if you're in there, my friend, I pray that you have the strength. I'm sorry we weren't quick enough. We came back for you. We would have always come back for you. As he sits there and appears to have no reaction whatsoever to the death of Nightcrawler, we pick up during his indoctrination, being forced to watch over and over clips, images, Mystique, Nightcrawler, telling him that these are his enemy. They escaped 2 years ago from the East Berlin camp. His job is to destroy them, to take them out, no matter what the cost. With Wolverine returning from his mission success, he smells the blood of Nightcrawler, and it almost appears as if there's an inkling, the tiniest fragment of memory in his brain of who this might have been. This is what hops us over to issue number 2. We pick up 30 years ago, the North American Union, a weapons project, had currently been postponed, needing further analysis. A doctor learning about remarkable individuals with very unique abilities, mutants, Homo superior, their potential subjects, with some of them having the ability to heal themselves, not knowing their full potential yet, but he is waiting for his opportunity. This is when the clapping happens. The clapping from the Maker. He tells the professor that he's out here trying to make a better world, and this better world, it doesn't require the professor, with the Maker killing him on the spot and burning down any research that the professor had. This sets the timeline tremendously back, makes it to where North America doesn't have the weapon it may want. At least not on the timeline it was expected. This changes the trajectory of everything, and this is how it eventually leads to the Rasputin having almost ultimate control over all of mutant kind. The Maker slowly but surely tilting the scale into his favor, taking us over to the Rasputins. They are discussing Wolverine right now, some assuming that maybe he should be terminated. He is such a strong weapon, such a strong assassin, that if there's another telepath out there that might be able to do what they did, it could be extremely dangerous for them. But so far, their Winter Soldier has had 4 successful missions. Several top operatives have been taken off the board, but Magic's concern is that they say he has no memories, yet Wolverine has night terrors every single night. Our doctor assures them that this is nothing to be concerned about, but Colossus wants him to come out of his little cage, and Colossus grabbing Wolverine by the throat, saying that creatures like this, men like this, they only know violence. It is the only thing that they can respect. And so this is really Colossus just flexing, putting Wolverine in his place and reminding him who he is, preventing him from trying to rise up, reminding him where the true power lies. But they want to see Winter Soldier in action. No more reports. They want to see what he can do. And so they set up a test. 10 of their best agents against Wolverine. This is what picks us up in the middle of the forest. Soldiers firing into the woods. Another dead on the ground. Panic, frustration, not knowing what's going on, believing this might be the opposition. But as they make their way through the woods, they quickly recognize that this is not the opposition, that there are cameras set up in place all over. They have heard rumors of this Winter Soldier, but they thought this was a myth, that it was something of ghost stories. After they see the cameras, though, they recognize what this is. This is practice. And so they know either this Winter Soldier is coming out or they are coming out. And this is when Wolverine steps forward. But we see no battle. We see no blood. What we see are all the heads of all the soldiers as Wolverine carries them out of the woods. They see now the weapon that they have created. And this will take us to issue number 3. As we pick up in the middle of a blizzard, we have Gambit. Gambit and Kitty Pryde meeting up with somebody out here. Right now, they're preparing for a battle, coming and picking up a new recruit. This new recruit just so happens to be Natasha. There is no doubt that these guys are part of the opposition, more key leaders in the fight against the Rasputins. As we pick up with a briefing, the briefing is letting us know about Gambit, about Kitty Pride. They have been hitting targets all over this nation. They say that he was responsible for the Mikhail massacre last spring, one which took the life of leader Mikhail Rasputin. Ever since then, he has been moving and shooting, taking down any bases, supply lines, anything he can around the way. Remy has become a full-blown terrorist in the best of ways. But today they are assembling. They are sending out the Winter Soldier. The opposition base has been discovered somewhere deep down in the sewers. This is where they send their assassin. And so as Wolverine begins to make his way down the tunnels, we learn that the guards that are with him, they are armed with adamantium bullets, just in case they need to take him down. But as Wolverine looks down the tunnel, what he sees is that his booby-trapped, taking one of these guys that is with him, throwing him down the tunnel, and seeing him vaporized. That's when Remy, Kitty Pryde, and Natasha, they begin to haul butt. They know that somebody's closing in on them. They know that it is only a matter of time. Remy staying behind, being the one to hold off Logan. Kitty Pryde and Natasha take off, with Logan breaking down the door. He stands toe-to-toe with Gambit. Now Wolverine, he begins to cut through anybody that stands between the two of them. Gambit loading up his cards, charging him up, and launching him. We see a huge explosion. Remy able to hop on the truck. As they get out of here, they think that they got it taken care of, that nobody could possibly survive that. But that guy did remind him of somebody long dead. A guy with claws exactly like that. Or at least close to, but they weren't metal, they were made of bones at the time. Unfortunately, Logan is caught up to him. That blast didn't kill him. He opens up the back of this truck. Kitty Pryde in the back protecting children, saying that the Rasputins have no right to these children. And when he pulls out his claws, there is no doubt in her mind that this is Logan. He goes to plunge his claws into Kitty Pryde's stomach, but just passes right through her. She tries to talk to him, saying that if that's you, I don't know what happened to you, but if it is, how come you don't remember me? This is when she takes her hands and she plunges them into the mind of Logan. This is where he is flooded with memories. Everything that has ever happened to him. He gets glimpses of all of it. And then Kitty Pryde throws him out of the truck, apologizing and saying, "Till we meet again." But the words that she said lingering in his mind, "Logan, why don't you remember me?" And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely not a bad start to this Ultimate Wolverine. We're getting to see Wolverine as the freaking Winter Soldier, a Russian asset used to assassinate any opposition that they may come across. Absolutely fantastically told so far, and we're seeing that whatever blocks he may have, they're slowly breaking down. It's slowly going away. Kitty Pryde breaking into his mind like that is only going to shatter it more. How long till he breaks free? How long till he turns on his captors? How long until the return of Logan? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that has been going on in the Ultimate Universe, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it around to all your friends and family, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.